Howdy. Are you a low-time pilot and you're looking for a low-time pilot job? Well, in this video, I've got a low-time single-engine airline Part 135 job in which you're out in the Pacific Ocean near Asia, near Australia, New Zealand, that you might qualify for. So, hey, I'm Dr. Andy Molter. I'm a flight instructor, a CFI IIMEI. I used to be a corporate pilot, and now I'm a professor of aviation. So before I tell you about this airline real quick, I just want to tell you about my website, Multar Aviation. So if you see here at the top, I've got this section, low time pilot jobs. And so for all these videos that I make about the different low time pilot jobs, I post it up here on my website. And so you'll see I have like Cape Air, Mariflight, Boutique, all these different jobs. And so you'll see here, I've got one for Star Marianas Air. So Star Marianas Air, they are a Part 135 commuter airline out in the Marianas of the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Islands. And you might be wondering, well, where is that? Well, let's just hop on over to Google Earth and let's take off and fly over there. So we're all the way on the Pacific Ocean, and so you'll see there's quite a few small islands here out in the Pacific Ocean. And so Star Marianas Air, they fly to these different islands here, and they also fly to Guam. And so you might be wondering, well, if you're an American watching this video, you're like, well, I've only got FAA pilot certificates. Well, the Northern Mariana Islands, they are a U.S. territory, and so is Guam. So you can actually use your FAA pilot certificates to get a job with Star Marianas Air. Now the thing is that it's a U.S. territory, and so everybody that lives there, they are Americans. So you're just an American going to another part of America using your American pilot certificates, and you can get yourself a job. All right, now I'm going to be real with you. Right now, at this exact moment that I'm making this video, they are not hiring for pilots, but I think that is okay because probably chances are not many people are hiring. But I think with Star Marianas Air, this is a good opportunity to reach out with them, network, to let them know that you'd be interested in flying for them. And so, just real quick, the aircraft that they use, they have the Piper PA-32-300, the Cherokee 6, and so this is what you'd be applying for as a low-time pilot. They also have the Piper PA-31-350, the Navajo Chieftain, and so you're probably going to have your commercial multi, or as we'll see on the next website, probably an ATP multi. Now, when Star Marianas Air is hiring, this is the website that'll pop up, and you'll see that they have a couple positions. So they have the Cherokee 6 captain position, which to be hired for that, you only have to have an FAA commercial pilot certificate. So we'll just, for all intents and purposes, we'll assume commercial airplane single engine land, though showing up with multi would be good. A minimum of 500 hours flight time, at least 100 hours of cross-country flight time, and a minimum of 25 hours of night cross-country time. All right, so you must also hold an instrument rating. You're authorized to live and work in the United States because this is a U.S. territory. So you have to be able to live and work in the U.S. to work for Star Marianas. One other requirement, because they're relatively smaller aircraft, the pilot's weight must not exceed 220 pounds, so no fatties allowed. And they do require a commitment of 6 months for this position. The monthly salary, it's not that much. It's $2,300. It's not going to be enough for you to rent a house by yourself, buy a car over there. But if you get roommates, you eat local, try to make your own meals, rent the cheapest car you can, well then you have a shot at making it. They do provide you up to $900 in reimbursement for travel expenses. It's not enough to get you there, I'll tell you that. But the fact that they're offering it, I think is actually quite generous. That's something that they wouldn't have to do, but I think that's actually quite generous of them. Now, like I said, they are not hiring at the moment, but for this company in particular, I think it'd be a great idea to actually do some networking. Now, normally I recommend you show up in person for the job that you want. This one, I think it's okay to not have to go all the way out to the Northern Mariana Islands just to show up in person and show that you're interested in a job there. Now, if you did that, I think they'd be blown away and they'd hire you for something, and then when they need a pilot, you're the one they go to. But until then, I think it's okay to just do this where they say how to apply here. Whoop. How to apply. Interested candidates are invited to submit their resumes and relevant certifications to pilot jobs at starmarianasair.com. Now, like I said, they're not hiring, but I think it's a great idea to just go ahead, let them know that you're interested in the position. Like, hey, I know you're not hiring at the moment, but this is a company that I'm interested in flying for, and I think you appreciate my hard work ethic, and I'd be a great pilot for you. And then follow up with them like every 2 weeks, just like, hey, just want to let you know I'm still interested. Follow them on social media anytime they make a post. Comment like, hey, that's great. I can't wait to be able to fly for you one day. Things like that. And so, it's the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And so the more they know you, the more they like you, the more they'll want to hire you. Now, if you're looking to fly their Navajo Chieftain, you'll see that their requirements are a bit more. You must hold an unrestricted ATP with multi-engine land. So this isn't a low-time pilot job, but here you're going to make quite a bit more. They say it's a competitive salary. Details provided upon inquiry. So you'd make more, but if you just cannot find a job in which you have an ATP, well, hey, Marianas Air might be the job for you. Now, the Northern Mariana Islands, it looks like a beautiful place. I mean, this is out in the Pacific Ocean. It's tropical. If you like to snorkel or scuba dive, I bet there's a lot of fun adventures you can have. Like I said, that $900, it's not going to get you very far. As you see here from Kansas City, it would take $2,782 to fly there. All right, one thing I want to say about if you go to work for Star Marianas Air, do your research, look at the forum, see what people have said about working there before, and you'll see there's kind of mixed reviews. And I'm not affiliated with Star Marianas Air. When I was a really low time pilot, I was like, man, I'd go out and do it. I was single, I didn't have any kids, so I was willing to do it. But circumstances weren't right for me, so I never did it. But you got to consider you're out in the middle of the ocean on an island, and it's hard to escape. Now you could fly to Guam, and then from Guam you'd probably be able to go to like Japan, Australia, New Zealand, go do some tourism. But in the sense of it, you're trapped on an island, flying from one Mariana Island to another, back and forth, and so you're not going to get the same luxuries in the continental U.S. on the Northern Mariana Islands. Some people are completely okay with that. And if that's you, man, this would be an adventure of a lifetime. But, some people, they're like, yeah, I could do it. And then when you get there, you're like, man, I don't like this. And so you're going to see some people complain about the company because of the living conditions that are separate from the company. I mean, this is, they're not saying, oh, it's tropical living. You got your own hut, on the beach that you're living in. It's going to be like you're living in lesser quality homes, probably because it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to get supplies out there. The cost of living is probably going to be a little bit higher for the same quality of stuff that you use here in America. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you're looking for an adventure and a low time pilot job, well, then Star Marianas Air might be the one for you. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.